So I come out this morning to let the chickens and the ducks out and feed the goats and bottle feed my bottle calf. And I look over here towards the ergo kit and I see this. Now, I did slide the ergo kit over a couple inches to make this space. It was pretty much right against, maybe a ½ inch space between there. I'm starting to think maybe this is another after swarm, but I've yet to see a virgin queen. They've kind of went to the inside of the cinder block here. We've got rain on the way. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning, and I have cow chores to go do before I can mess with this. So the rain's kind of gonna put a rush on everything, but I'm gonna try and get back here in time to maybe smoke in this hole, push that cluster of bees up here to where I can see if there is a queen, and then from there take the appropriate steps and maybe put them in another box. But I really don't understand what's going on here. It's very muggy this morning. You can tell that by looking at the Amish 7 framer over there. And if we go around to the front of the ergo, crazy activity for 8 o'clock in the morning. I've seen several bees too just come out and they walk right around the hive and go over there and join that cluster. There goes one. I don't understand that behavior. Oh, here goes another one. Bees. Man, they always keep you thinking. What are they doing? Why are they doing it? And why are they doing it now? Oh my goodness. It's not a very big after swarm if that's what's going on over there, but we're at the end of June. I've probably got enough time to get them strong enough to go into winter, but I have to confirm that there is a virgin over here, and I would probably need some frames of brood to give them a good jump start. But that's easy to do. Sometimes the hardest part we do is just figuring out why the bees did what they did. All right, I'm gonna go do my cow chores. I'll be back, girls. Let's see if we can figure you out. So I ran to the farm this morning, and apparently the neighbor, which is Amish, their Angus bull knocked over one of my gates and tried to get into our pasture with the cows. It's a big no-no. I don't want them genetics in our calves next year. So got bees waiting, as you know. Just drove back to the house on the four-wheeler to get the car, headed to the Amish to talk to him about his bull and keeping it on his property. But I did check the Amish colony and the bees aren't there anymore. Very strange. Now, the one next to it, polystyrene hive, is in the middle of swarming. Not what I wanted to see, but it is what it is. So we'll have to check on that when we get back. Let's head on over to the Amish, and I'm not sure how much of that I'll actually be able to get on camera because they're very weird about getting their picture and video and all that stuff, but we'll see. So I went over and talked to the Amish family. I asked for the man of the house, which is, I was thinking Andy for some reason, but it's Joe. And I knew that once she said that. But Joe wasn't home. He's out at work today, but I left a message that the bull was trying to get onto our farm. He knocked down a gate, and that I had hung up or installed 2 strands of barbed wire right behind the gate on their side. And I wanted to know if Joe could add 3 more strands of barbed wire to it. That way we just keep everybody happy, keep their cattle where they're supposed to be, and there's no troubles. And she agreed to that. I've been dealing with the Amish on this lease farm for, I think this will be 11 years this year. And it's been a battle. One particular Amish guy refused to fix his fences, no matter how many times his cows came on our property, and no matter how many times I had to come back here and switch out my ATV for a car to go tell him his cows are on my property. putting my money into gas and my time to go over and tell him didn't mean anything to him. For 10 years I put up with that, and I finally just called the sheriff a couple months ago, and the sheriff went over and told him, you know, he can put charges on you. You can't, knowing that there's a fence problem, you can't continuously put cows in that pasture until the fence is fixed. And he relayed a message back to me through the deputy that if we give him $5 grand, he'll go and fix the property line fence. Well, it took about $20 worth of barbed wire fence to fix the hole his cows were coming through. Stopped that problem completely, and now I've got a family member of his with another bull. But this guy, I think me and him will be able to work together rather well, unlike me and Peter. Me and Peter were clashing heads there at the end, and it was just a lot of stress that I didn't really even need. I'm just trying to manage my farm, bud. So anyway, hopefully she passes the message on to Joe, and he puts up a couple strands of barbed wire, and we work together and keep cattle where they're supposed to be. So I'm back home from talking to the Amish. Let's see if we can find where the swarm went. They were headed pretty high up in them trees when I last seen them. Here's the front of the hive. As I mentioned, them bees over there are gone now. Where did the swarm go? Let's walk around here. There's a cedar tree I butchered earlier in the season because of a swarm I shared with y'all. No, I don't see him here. I don't see him anywhere. You see some bees go through here, Dottie? Ah, I see them. They're right there. Right there. That is definitely way too high for me to get. I will not be standing on a ladder for these, y'all. Wow. That's every bit of 30, maybe 35 feet up. Wow. And it's decent sized. It's not huge by any means, but it would definitely cover 3 frames of bees. Probably right there. I'll keep an eye on them today, maybe set up a trap. Cause they definitely way the heck up there. Wow. Well, I guess I won't be sitting in the house thinking about that one too much. Oh, what do we got here? My goodness, what kind of day is this? Oh, look. Look what I just found. Queen. Okay, let's go get a queen clip. Take her with us. Keep her safe. Okay, I got my queen clip. Boy, she is just gorgeous. Look at that striping on her. Nice wings. Yeah, that's a good looking queen right there. I don't really know what my plan is yet, folks, so we will see. Take her back over here, put her in this queen clip. Right now I'm thinking just set the queen clip where the bees are, see if more join it, and then I'll come back out after lunch. Chance of rain is kind of diminished at this point. Okay, she's in there. So what I'm gonna do is just set this clip. I think I'll set it right here. And these bees down here, there's not very many now. They definitely finding her quick. You see, this is a quality queen clip right here. These stainless steel ones, very, very nice. The only thing I don't like about them is I wish they would deburr them a little bit better. They got rather sharp edges on them, and I don't really care for that. But besides that, they work really, really well. Look, got the queen sticking her head out here. Trying to feed her. Who goes there behind me? Billy and his girls. Okay, we'll see what becomes of this. I don't know. This is like a super weird day, folks. Bees, cows, bulls. What the heck, man? Swarms up there in the tree. I don't know. It's lunchtime. I'll come back. Well, let's go check the queen clip. See what's going on. It's been about 45 minutes. We are drawing a little crowd. They cluster up there. You see them? I don't know. Guess I'll let that queen clip sit there a little longer. It's obviously not going to be enough bees to start another colony with, but I've got a queen there, a beautiful queen at that, so I'm going to have to find a place for her. But right now I'm going to let it sit there a little bit longer, and I'm going to run back to the farm and secure that gate where I was having problems with the Amish bull. I don't know how long it's going to take Joe to get over there and add some barbed wire to it. And obviously the bull didn't have any problems rubbing on the gate to get it to fall over. So I'm going to run up there and secure it a little bit better. That way I ain't got to worry about him getting in with our cows. And boy, we've probably got 18 cows that are open, ready to breed right now. And that wouldn't be good if he was to breed them. Our bull comes in the next few days. So got to keep him out of the mix. So I'm going to go up and secure that gate. Hey, there's Big Peggy. I'm not going to put pressure on you, girl. Gosh, Big Peggy. This is the gate that the bull knocked down this morning. Kind of an interesting setup here. It's not really a true corner. I mean, for it to be a true corner and us to gain all of our property, there would need to be a post straight across from this one, which would be, well, about out there where them gates meet. But it's kind of been common for the neighbors here. That's not our pasture over there. I guess we kind of give free access when needed to the Amish. See, this property over here where the corn's planted, there's I think it's 25 acres. I was going to lease that, and then for some reason they decided to have somebody plant crops on it, which is this farmer here. But the Amish used to lease that, and to get over there, they'd have to go through here and then through a gate up there. That property is what you call deadlocked. There's no way from the road to get to it. You either got to come across the farm that we lease here, which is 176 acres, or you got to come across this farmer's property to get in that side gate. So, but since all of that, there's been a lot of trouble with the Amish not, I guess I put it nicely, not respecting other people's property. For instance, when they were leasing that, they had a bad habit of when they would break the soil and disc, the kids would all be out here pitching big boulders over into our pasture. And I'm like, whoa, this can't happen. And they kind of acted like, well, why can't we do that? Then when I gave them access years ago to come through here, they trimmed this cherry tree back so they could get through. From what I can tell, the tree itself is on their property, but they still piled a big brush pile right here for me to deal with. Even though I gave them access to get through here, they weren't willing to clean up the brush pile. So it's been numerous things like that. So the Amish no longer lease this property over here, and the Amish family that did lease it has now moved back to Missouri. So don't have to deal with them anymore, but still the same family. A different guy is leasing this property or taking care of it now, and he's got a bull in there, and well, that's where my problems come in this morning. I had 2 strands of this underground fence wire going around this post, and he, while tying it up anyway, and he snapped that off. The gate was just barely hanging here, and luckily that was enough to deter him from getting through. But so now on their side, I've got a strand of barbed wire here running across, and I've got a strand down here running across, and hopefully with some cooperation from Joe, which he lives way up over them trees. It's probably a 1/4 mile as a crow flies from here. You can kind of see the barn there of his brother, and that's the one that was leasing this land behind me. But like I said, they've moved to Missouri. Anyway, hopefully Joe will come over and add 3 more strands. That would be 1 at the top, another one down at the bottom, and maybe 1 in the middle. On this side, we've got my hot wire. And if you've got livestock, once cows are trained to hot wire, they respect it as long as it stays hot. Now, you get somebody that has cattle or livestock that only runs barbed wire, like the Amish, they don't respect it. That bull would have come straight through there. He would have got shocked, but he would have just kept on plowing forward, broke the poly wire going across here, so it's no longer a problem anymore. And then if there would have been other cows in the herd, of course all of them would have followed, because there's nothing to stop them now. So it can be a little tricky to get cattle or livestock of any kind used to electric, but once you do, so that's all I need right there to keep my bull and my cows from even getting to that gate. So hopefully it'll work the same over here with the barbed wire now. He must have been rubbing on it pretty good. I can see a couple piles of manure, so he's obviously spent some time there. I don't know how he hasn't knocked that gate over to get in when he brings his cows over to us, but he hasn't yet. Anyway, folks, that's what that setup looked like. Hopefully it's fixed now, and with a little help, that will no longer be a problem. So it's been a few hours now. The population of bees hasn't really grown. I've got this little 2-framer over here that I just went through. They didn't raise any queen cells, and I don't see a virgin running around. There is no eggs, so I'm left to believe they do not have a queen. They're trying to plug everything out with nectar, which is a good sign of being queenless. What I'm going to do is take this queen, and I'm going to smoke both these bees and these bees. I'm going to smoke these bees pretty heavily. Why they do a lot of fanning. Why I set this clip down in here. You can see it just fell down in there. I'm going to smoke them a little bit more. And I think it's officially fell all the way to the bottom. It'll be interesting to see if they kill her or if they accept her. And I won't know that for a couple days, so you'll have to come back next week to see the answer. See how I did that? Hook, line, and sinker. So, it's the following morning now. It's rained half the night, and the bees are still up there. See them? They're wet bees right now. Still there though, folks. So what a crazy day that was. Bees, cows, bulls, fence, even some Amish involved. Hopefully Joe steps up and puts up a couple extra strands of barbed wire, and hopefully the swarms stop really soon, because I tell you, it's about a full-time job to keep up with the swarms. And I don't have time to go through the colonies every 10 days and inspect for queen cells. So I'm gonna have to turn to luck and maybe a little bit of wishful thinking. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you got any questions or comments, you can leave them down below. If you haven't subscribed, please take a minute to do so. Click on that little bell so you get notified when I release new videos. If you really enjoyed the video, slam that thumbs up button, and we'll see you here next Sunday, folks, for a brand new video. We'll see what kind of craziness we can get into then. Have a good week, and we'll see you all next weekend. Thanks again for watching. Oh, one more thing. Last week I mentioned for my book there was like a battle of the illustrators. Well, we've got it narrowed down to one, and I have some samples. Amazed with the illustrations, and I cannot wait to share them with you. But that won't be until the book's ready. So take care, and we'll see you next week. Come on, Ladybug, let's go in.